My name is Vincent Diomede. I was electrician mate second class. Well, when we went to the Med from the Gibraltar Straits, Russian bombers would come, squadron of them. These light bombers would come in buzzers. And they would come buzzing right over the mast. You could almost see people in them. And like I said, we were attached to NATO. So the Admiral Brown, it's always an easy name, I thought. Anyway, they did it once, twice, three times while we were doing whatever we were doing. Called NATO. Listen, these Russian planes are buzzing us. They keep doing this. He said, I'm going to shoot those SOBs out of the sky. Well, we pulled into Izmir. We all parked in Izmir. A lot of ships all over. And these planes came from the Mediterranean over. If you look at a map, the way they went, they were heading right for Russia. But they came over the ships, buzzing the ships. And the Admiral gave the word, general quarters, no drill. Lock and load them all. And they had all these guns pointing at them. And they knew it, they could sense it, I'm sure. And they went over the small foothills into Russia, and we never saw them again the rest of the trip. I can't explain it, I'll put it that way. And my general quarter station was an electrical switchboard. And there was a guy there that was trying to light a cigarette who couldn't keep his hand, he got that nervous. And the hardwood was in the middle of a nest. We could only point our guts straight up. There was no training around anyway. And I was down in the engine room. So it was tense. Whenever they say this is not a drill, it's tense. But by the time the planes flew over and they canceled the general quarters, you know, it's hard to explain, but that was it, except for that one guy who really got nervous about it. Somehow he got transferred to another ship. You know, there's a big, what do they call them, cocktail table books called U.S. Destroyers. And the forward picture is my squadron in 1957 off of Cuba with all the ships, all our ships, and the thing is, this is the ultimate in a destroyer squadron, or this is what a destroyer squadron looks like. And by the way, the names become names like Friends. You know, there's a guy in Tin Can Sailors who was on the Kepler. Well, the Kepler was our sister ship. Everything we did with the Kepler. I had good friends on the Kepler. And so when I heard his name, it was like meeting an old friend, even though I didn't know him at that period. And we had the Kepler, and most of the squadron was from 857, 858, 859, 860, 861, and the Kepler, which was like 765. But, excuse me. But we had, it was the Kepler, the Thomas, the Norris, and the Harwood, and the McCaffrey. Very good friend of mine was on the McCaffrey. We generally figured it out that, you know, if I was in this Liberty section, they tried to get that so that we had Liberty at the same time. Generally had duty, Liberty, and standby. And we would generally go out. And this friend from McCaffrey, he'd come over and see me. He said, what do you want to do? You want to go drinking? You want to go sightseeing? What do you want to do? That's what we'll go do. In fact, he was a friend of mine from school in Great Lakes. We became good friends up there, and because I got on the Harwood, which was 861, he got on the 860, which was the McCaffrey. And we generally saw each other. Generally, it took about a week. And it seemed to me that they changed the clock going across east to west so that it was a longer day. There was some way that they worked the clocks that we always ended up with one more hour each way. But But I enjoyed going. We used to see the ocean liners, which are not too many around anymore. Now they're all cruise ships. But the old United States and some of the Normandy, we saw some of what ocean liners were still the old type ocean liners that were going across, and you would see them going across the ocean. One time the captain stopped in the middle of the Atlantic and had swim call. Threw cargo net over the side. Everybody went swimming. I put on a life jacket and jumped in the water, swimming around. I came off, climbed out, and the captain was standing there. He says, "What are you doing with a life jacket on?" I said, "I don't know, figured out." He says, "It's 7 miles deep over there. You're never going to touch bottom. Don't worry about it."